Heritage Foundation, Inc.
And what does the group do? Is preservation of the history of comfort?
Yes.
Okay, and how long has the association been around? Because generally historians are very proud.
1978.
I'm sorry, say it again.
1978.
Okay, great. And so, if people wanted to find out about German heritage, some people are aware that Comfort was a German town. I had a neighbor actually who lived there in the 70s, and he said sometimes you'd go into the hardware store and they were speaking German still. And I always remember him.
German, yep.
I remember him saying that because I thought it was so interesting. So he wasn't pulling my leg then.
No, no.
Uh huh.
People, that's, I mean, current generations of Germans all speak German. Uh,
So,
Now we're back to that free thinker thing because people will say, "No, we don't speak it. We don't speak German in our family. No, there's no free thinkers in our family.
oh.
It's none of your goddamn business." And they really mean that.
I don't understand why how that all got so mixed up because as I say in the podcasts I did about the Germans and the Norwegians, since they're both coming from the north, both colonies were abolitionists. Both
We were
colonies.
all abolitionists.
And both colonies also kept, the early settlers kept the treaties with the Indians. They didn't break them.
One treaty. Yes, that's Fredericksburg. John Loisebach. He did.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Comfort has one, and no one ever makes very much of it. And we have a one with the Indians that roam back and forth from Waring down to the border to steal children and horses, and come back. And they lived in Waring, and then eventually they moved to Comfort over here on Cypress Creek.
Mm-hmm.
But I have told that story around the state for years, and everybody says, "Yeah, but we really mean the one up in Fredericksburg." And I said, "Well, we were dealing with Indians too.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, the
Fredericksburg
Indians,
had it cornered."
right? They were the people living here already, and that's the usual.
They were the Christians,
Yeah.
and they were the ones that built churches first. Comfort didn't have church for 40 years, and then it struggled.
Mm-hmm.
And people pile all kinds of things on Comfort that are negative because, well, Christians in particularly do that because they think everybody should be Christians, and I totally agree with them. It's just that we still have people in town who don't know the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, but and I'm not getting into any of that. I am
I'm
writing a,
telling you why we
yeah.
have bad
No,
press.
I understand. Yeah, and I certainly wouldn't add to it because it's really not even part of the story. The story really is if you can't go to Europe this year and people are a little reluctant to travel the way things are, then you can go to a nearby Texas town and have, for example, a Kalashi if you go to the Czech area, and
Right. I hear
that.
what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's really what I'm sticking to. I'm telling you what I know about the German settlers from the previous work I've done. So that's why I bring it up, and it says it on the website about who settled Comfort. So it's on the website.
Yep.
So, but tell me though, really about the tours. So if someone does the German thing in your town, Fredericksburg, etc., what can they find in Comfort? That would tell them a little bit about its history. If you could talk about the tours.
Well, just focusing on the tours is that we occasionally the Chamber of Commerce will put out a self-guided tour that with everything, with a map and everything written on it. And we at the Heritage Foundation, we always want to send a person along.
Yeah.
And so this last home tour that we had was, I think it took 65 volunteers just to be docents in the homes, so they get a really up close and personal look at how the German lived. We Germans in Comfort did not do fireplaces. Okay, we have one fireplace from the old days, period, because Germans are thrifty. They didn't want to spend all their wood on a fireplace because it's not efficient. And when you look at the town, we'll say, what did they do? They all built tile towers to catch water in. We had the first water catchment systems in Texas, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Interesting.
amazing. And they're all over town, and people come to paint them. We have a lot of people who do plein air
Yeah.
in Comfort.
That's interesting. Yeah, I know what you're talking. So, artists like to go up there then.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Has comfort grown? I get the feeling in the last 20, 25 years, comfort's sort of grown a little bit.
Well, we had some woke people here for a while, but we finally talked them into moving.
Oh, well, I don't mean that. I mean, in
Sure,
terms,
I'm just
yeah,
telling you.
let's leave the politics out of it because I'm really not interested in that.
I
What I'm interested
understand.
in,
I'm just telling you
yeah,
that yes,
yeah,
we other people have changed a lot. Bernie and my God, look
yeah,
at Fredericksburg, and we're working really hard not to be that way.
yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean because
That's why I'm saying that it's
comfort's
not this way or
definitely
that way.
smaller.
All right, the tours are this. We usually have 8 sites on a home tour. We've had them every other year since about, I don't know, 84 or 85.
Uh-huh.
Every year we open up the paper to everybody, not the paper, but in the paper we open up to everybody and say, if anybody has done anything to improve your house to keep it regular, like everybody wants to have air conditioning, including myself.
Yeah.
And so we live in an 1899 house, which
Oh.
took us forever
Uh-huh.
to get it air conditioned.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
but you want to maintain the integrity. I think that's the thing. Comfort is working really hard to maintain the integrity of what we what we had,
Yeah.
and what we still have. And one of the things is, like, if you're going to do all that stuff, and we are certainly voting yes for air conditioning, then please let's do it as invisibly as possible.
I see.
We have a, we
Uh,
have a church that was built, the church, in 1892. And I'm here to tell you, those Lutherans take such good care of that church.
yeah.
It's amazing. And they finally worked with the Texas Historical Commission so they could air condition it for, from
Mm-hmm.
March through October. And they did such a good job. You can hear it occasionally, but you can't see anything. And so that's part of this integrity of the buildings that we're trying to keep.
Mm.
When people come in here and buy a house, and they'll come over to the Heritage Foundation to see what we can tell them, because
Oh.
the Texas Historical Commission set us up so that we could maintain the integrity. And we have a town lot folder for every single 100 town lots and 100 outlots. And
Well,
so you can say,
yeah.
how long was this fence here? Well, that fence was put up right after the war. Well, which war?
Wow.
Sometimes it's the war of the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's whatever. And so then they know they can change it, but it needs to look the same or whatever.
Yeah. So you're keeping your heritage through your buildings, not necessarily selling bratwurst or
No,
souvenirs.
they don't do that for fear people will come here to eat German food.
Yeah, I see. I see. They can go to the other two towns for that. So your mainstay and your what you offer people is to see the real homes of the early colonies, so to
Yes, and
speak.
how you can live in a modern world in an old house and
Mm-hmm.
in an old town, and not upset the
Mm-hmm.
stability.
Uh,
You know what Fredericksburg says. We used to could go to town any time we wanted to. Now we can go on Monday mornings. It's the only time it's for our house, our town again.
yeah, I get it. I get
I'm
it.
sure you get that. Yes.
Yeah, I do get it. That's why I was asking about in the last 20 years how much of that, because Bernie exploded when it was before just a little country spot. So I just wondered how much of that growth affected comfort. Is there are they trying to keep comfort from bursting out like that or keeping it original, so to speak?
Yes, of course we are.
Yeah.
We're working at that very, very hard because
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at this point in time, outside of Candalia and Sisterdale, we really are the last ones that have not done
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They do put swimming pools occasionally. I think we have 3 swimming pools in town in the backyards, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's like, number one, we don't want you to come and use our water. Number two, we don't think a swimming pool is really the greatest way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't take your historic fence down, and we will help you in every way we can with the Texas
Wow.
Historical Commission
Yeah.
so that you can help us maintain what we are. And like I say, the ones that don't want to eventually end up moving away, sometimes pretty quickly. And that has helped us a lot. The home tours we have, people will call us and say, Ann, I hear that you do cemetery tours. And I said, well, I do for some people. I do for classes, children up to about the 10th grade, and we do everything free for veterans. Everything
Yeah.
for cemeteries are free. We have 3 historic cemeteries. They are absolutely marvelous. And so I do historic cemeteries. occasionally someone will try a Halloween ghost
Yeah.
tour, and that has only worked once.
Yeah.
I think they had the wrong personality to go with the
Yeah, that
ghosts.
doesn't seem
Okay.
like it really fits in very well to history. Well, how often are the tours?
Whatever you call us.
Okay, and what number do I put in the article for people to call? I don't want to give out any personal information.
Uh, Let me text that to you after a while because I'll have to look it all up because, of
Yeah.
course, I live here. I can't tell you the names of the streets that they are on, okay? But I can text you our Comfort Heritage Foundation stuff.
Yeah, that would be important. Don't text me. Well, you could. I see. I use an old fashioned
Email.
flip phone. I don't have a smartphone. I use an old flip phone, so I don't have internet on my phone. I wish I could give you my email, but I'll text you my email
That's
actually.
fine.
I'll text you my email. Well, that's great because some people want that and they want the authentic thing. And Comfort is what, from 1845 or 1850 or something?
1854. First,
1850.
all Celts settled us.
Oh, yeah, Altgeld, right. Uh,
Correct.
that's a name also down in San Antonio is Altgeld. Um,
Started this Kings of William area.
okay.
Started it. This was the first house built by Otto Brickman that it became the King Williams area.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I know it. All right, and
Right.
that's great. And do you know what the population of Comfort is? About 300 or 500 or something, or are you
But
bigger?
we're not incorporated and we don't have city limits.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
it just depends. Some people say, well, I think it's close to 1,500. And I said, well, you have to just go and count one of the censuses because
Mm-hmm.
everybody who counts it gets it different. But downtown Comfort is marvelous because there's hardly any of us here. I'm living in an old rent house right now of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's the 1899 house in the front, and in the back it's a 2004.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So for the real experience, then I can suggest, people
Start
on.
with the Comfort Heritage Foundation.
Yes. Okay. And do they have any places to stay? Do they have hotels in Comfort or
Well, we have the Hotel Giles. Yes, we have a couple of hotels. The Meyer House. They find it all online. Some of them
Meyer
are full all
House?
the time. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to wait 6 months for a room.
Yeah. Meyer is a good old German name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I just wondered if there were bed and breakfast.
Well, Giles is an architect. He was the English architect that came and did a lot of our buildings, and he loved it so much he bought a ranch here, and their family is still here.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Wow, that's
Okay.
marvelous.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, that was the last tour. We had a tour. These people from Helotes called our Heritage Foundation, and when we called them back, and they said we just want a personal tour because Helotes is a little town with just the one single street. We're not like Fredericksburg, and I said, but count yourself lucky because San Antonio will consume you.
Yeah.
And if we want to come and see how you all do tours, and I said, well, why don't we just give you one? And we do tours by donation. We've discovered if we charge, I don't know, $7.15 a person, or everybody under
Yeah.
10 is free, or whatever, we don't make much money. But by donation, girl,
Mhm. Mhm.
we make money.
Oh, good.
So
Well, I'm
by
glad.
donation, that they decide how much they have fun they have. So the Helotes people, I said, how many of them will be? And they said, well, 15 have signed up, but we're expecting 22 because we have members who don't do it till the last minute. And I said, well, what would you like? And they said, we would like for you to be through by 10 minutes of 12 so we can, half the group wants to go and eat sandwiches at High's because
Mhm.
that's the destination in this town is High's sandwiches and soups, okay, from people from Dallas, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And then we have a pizza place that's in an old historic filling station, Comfort's first self-serve filling station from about 1930,
Mhm.
or I guess
Mhm.
it's really more 430, about probably
Mhm.
about 22.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was run by five guys who set it up. The
Uh,
thing you need to promise is, I don't mean to promise, I hate to
yeah.
take that word back. You do need to say everything is done by a volunteer. We have a paid librarian.
Yeah.
The chamber just started paying an executive director.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
Well, the problem is that Texas grew so much that everything in Texas grows alongside of the general growth and population boom. So That just is kind of what happens, and then the hill country alongside. Well, it sounds like Comfort is sort of fiercely tries to protect itself from that.
I think fierce is a good word.
Yeah, from that tremendous growth that's happened, and
Yeah.
that kind of takes over actually. So. Well, Anne, thank you so much for your comments. Now, I will text you my email and whatever information you want to forward to me. You could email me.
I really would like you to talk about that little church because it is a prime example. It's a lumber church, it's not even limestone.
Uh huh.
And I would like for you to kind of just give it a sentence or two because it is a perfect example of a very old building. Let me tell you this: the ceiling beams in the little church, Evangelical Deutsche Evangelische Kirche,
Uh huh.
has the beams numbered in Roman numerals. Okay?
Beautiful.
They just did something in the roof, and they said, "Ann, look at these." And I said, "What are they?" And they said, "These are the numbers on the thing." So it's we just have these lovely things. There's magic in Comfort. That's all there
Yeah.
is. But you have to come and look for it.
Yes. And that's the main church of the town, is it?
Well, it's
The
the
oldest.
first church, and
First.
people still come from all around to be married there.
Okay.
We have bigger churches that hold larger crowds that have Spinelli's bought the old Methodist church, and I think there's every weekend there's a minimum of two weddings there. So
Yeah.
we're a
Okay.
wedding destination in addition to
Oh,
hot sandwiches.
I didn't know that. Well, yeah, but that's why, yeah, Comfort has an appeal that you're trying to keep contained because
Exactly.
people want that. Yeah, oh, I'll definitely put the church in because that's the kind of thing that the article is about. Is the church included on the tour?
Absolutely.
Okay, great, fine. That's just fine. Well, Anne, thank you so much, and I'm going to text you my email and whatever other information you want to provide. Just email
Okay,
me.
great.
Yeah.
Give me your mailing address because I want to send you I just got hold of it this morning.